Hi everyone, glad to see you again. Welcome back to my channel Cyber Network. In today's interconnected world, information is king. Businesses and individuals alike rely heavily on digital systems to store, process and transmit sensitive data. This reliance, however, comes at a price. As we navigate this digital landscape, we are constantly under threat from cybercriminals seeking to exploit vulnerabilities and gain unauthorized access to our valuable information. One such vulnerability, as insidious as it is prevalent, is SQL injection. This technique targets the very heart of data-driven applications, their databases. By manipulating the way applications communicate with their databases, attackers can bypass security measures and gain control over sensitive information. Imagine a thief finding a secret passage that leads directly to a bank's vault. That's essentially what SQL injection allows cybercriminals to do. It's a powerful tool in their arsenal, and understanding how it works is the first step towards protecting ourselves from its devastating consequences. As we delve deeper into the world of SQL injection, we'll uncover the mechanics behind this attack, explore its potential impact, and most importantly, equip ourselves with the knowledge and tools to defend against it. To comprehend the danger of SQL injection, we must first understand SQL, or Structured Query Language. SQL is the standard language for managing relational databases. SQL injection exploits a critical vulnerability in handling user input. Attackers can insert malicious SQL code into data fields. This code is interpreted as part of a legitimate query, bypassing security. If vulnerable, the application grants access to the entire database. The consequences can be catastrophic, from data breaches to financial losses. Let's break down a typical SQL injection attack into simpler terms. Imagine a website with a simple login form. It asks for your username and password. Behind the scenes, the website's code might use an SQL query like this to check your credentials. SQL select asterisk from users where username equals sign, your underscore username, and password equals sign, your underscore password. This query tells the database to retrieve all information from the user's table, where the username and password match the values entered in the login form. A vulnerable application might directly insert the user-provided values into this query without proper sanitization. Now, imagine an attacker enters the following into the username field. Or 1 equals sign 1. The application, if vulnerable, would construct the following SQL query. SQL select asterisk from users where username equals sign or 1 equals sign 1 and password equals sign. This modified query introduces a condition that is always true, 1 equals sign 1. Since this condition is always met, the database will return all entries from the user's table, regardless of the password entered. The attacker has successfully bypassed the login mechanism. This is just one basic example. SQL injection attacks can be far more complex, exploiting various vulnerabilities to achieve different malicious goals. The consequences of a successful SQL injection attack can be severe, impacting individuals and organizations alike. Let's delve into the potential fallout. Attackers can gain access to sensitive data, including customer information, financial records, and proprietary business data. This stolen information can be sold on the dark web, used for identity theft, or held for ransom. Beyond just stealing data, attackers can modify or delete existing data. This could disrupt business operations, corrupt critical information, or even bring down entire systems. In extreme cases, attackers can gain complete control over the compromised system. They can then install backdoors, launch further attacks, or use the compromised system as part of a larger botnet. The impact of an SQL injection attack can be devastating, leading to financial losses, legal ramifications, reputational damage, and a loss of customer trust. Section 5. Real-world ramifications. When SQL injection wreaks havoc. The real-world impact of SQL injection attacks is not a matter of speculation, it's a stark reality. Over the years, numerous high-profile organizations have fallen victim to this vulnerability, suffering significant consequences. In 2011, Sony PlayStation Network suffered a massive data breach due to SQL injection, exposing personal information of millions of users. The breach resulted in significant financial losses, reputational damage, and legal repercussions for Sony. Similarly, in 2017, Equifax, a credit reporting agency, experienced a massive data breach attributed to a known SQL injection vulnerability. The breach exposed sensitive personal and financial information of over 147 million people, making it one of the largest and most impactful data breaches in history. These examples highlight the very real danger of SQL injection and underscore the importance of robust security measures to mitigate this threat. Section 6. Building fortresses, strategies to thwart SQL injection. While the threat of SQL injection is real, it is not insurmountable. By implementing robust security measures and following best practices, organizations and developers can significantly reduce their attack surface and protect their systems from this prevalent vulnerability. One of the most effective ways to prevent SQL injection is through input validation and parameterized queries. Input validation involves carefully checking all user input before processing it. This ensures that only valid and expected data is used in SQL queries, preventing malicious code from being injected. Parameterized queries, on the other hand, separate the SQL code from the user-provided data. This prevents the database from interpreting user input as part of the SQL command, effectively neutralizing SQL injection attempts. By implementing these security measures, organizations can build robust defenses against SQL injection attacks. Section 7. Parameterized queries, disarming malicious code. Let's delve deeper into parameterized queries and understand how they neutralize SQL injection attempts. In a parameterized query, placeholders are used in the SQL code instead of directly embedding user input. These placeholders act as variables, and the actual user-provided data is supplied separately as parameters. For example, instead of the vulnerable query we saw earlier, select asterisk from users where username =, user_input, and password =, password_input. A parameterized query would look like this. Select asterisk from users where username =@ username and password =@ password, here, and our placeholders. The actual user-provided values for username and password are supplied separately when executing the query. The database then treats these values solely as data, preventing any malicious code from being interpreted as part of the SQL command. By using parameterized queries, developers can ensure that user input is always treated as data, effectively disarming SQL injection attempts. Section 8. Input validation, the first line of defense. While parameterized queries provide a robust defense against SQL injection, input validation acts as the first line of defense, preventing malicious code from even reaching the database. Input validation involves checking all user input against a predefined set of rules and constraints. This ensures that only valid and expected data is accepted, while any malicious or malformed input is rejected or sanitized. For instance, if a web form expects a user's age, the input validation should check that the entered value is a number within a reasonable range. Any attempt to enter text, special characters, or SQL code into the age field would be immediately flagged and rejected. By implementing robust input validation, organizations can significantly reduce their attack surface and prevent a wide range of injection attacks, including SQL injection. Section 9. Staying ahead of the curve, a call to action. In the ongoing battle for cybersecurity, knowledge is power. Understanding the threat of SQL injection, its potential impact, and the strategies to mitigate it is paramount for individuals and organizations alike. As we've explored in this essay, SQL injection is a serious threat, but it's not insurmountable. By implementing robust security measures like parameterized queries and input validation, organizations can significantly reduce their vulnerability to this prevalent attack. However, cybersecurity is not a one-time effort. It's an ongoing process. As cybercriminals constantly evolve their tactics, it's crucial to stay ahead of the curve by keeping software up to date, following security best practices, and remaining vigilant against potential threats. Remember, a secure digital world requires a collective effort. By working together, we can create a safer and more resilient digital landscape for everyone. Thanks for watching and learning with us. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. We value your feedback. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tech insights. Stay safe online, Cyber Network.